Hello everyone, this is Pranshi Verma. Welcome to the session Essential second round and it's based on technical interview part. Okay guys, in Essential company interview, your second round in interview process is based on your technical skills. Okay, in the second round of the Essential company, the company asks regarding Java, C++, DBMS technical question and answer. Okay guys, so firstly in this session we are going to discuss Java interview questions for essential technical interview. And guys, this is very important for your upcoming interview in essential for freshers as well as experienced candidate. Okay, now let's begin the session. First question is, why is Java called platform independent? Okay, so why is Java called platform independent? Java is platform independent. That means Java is platform independent. As you know, is a very popular feature in Java. That means we can execute our code in anything operating system, either it's a Mac, either it's a Windows, or either it's a Linux. Java is platform independent because when we write code, then its compiler converts it into bytecode. Okay, and its bytecode can be executed on any platform, means any software, and condition for any execution is JDK, means Java Development Kit should be installed in that operating system. Okay, next question. What do you understand by exception handling? Answer is, exception handling is also a very popular question and very popular topic in Java. It means it's frequently asked topic in most of the CS and IT interview guys and most of the CSIT regular examination. Okay, so exception handling is a process of handling exceptions occurs during the execution of a program. Due to the occurrence of exception, execution of program get halted. Okay, so it's very important to handle these exceptions so that program can be executed smoothly. We can handle the exceptions by using 5 keywords: try, catch, throws, and fifth one is finally, respectively. Okay, next question. What is checked and unchecked exception? Answer is, guys, this also frequently asked question. What is checked exception? If the exception occurs or checked at compile time during the execution of a program, it's called as the checked exception. Okay, we should handle these exception using try catch block. Using try catch block or using throws keyword. For example, if someone tries to read a file which is not present, then it will throw a checked exception at compile time. At a compile time, and exception is what? Exception is file not found exception. Okay, I hope it's clear. Now, unchecked exception. If the exception is not checked at compile time and occurred at runtime, then this type of exception is called an unchecked exception. Okay, this type of exceptions occur due to an error in the logic of the code. If we don't handle this type of exception, then also compile will not give a compilation error. For example, arithmetic exception. Arithmetic exception type exception is a unchecked exception. Okay, so it's a checked exception. Okay, next question. What are the reasons behind the occurrence of an exception? So answer is, following are the main reason behind the occurrence of an exception. First one, accessing a file which does not exist. It's lead to be an exception, guys. Okay. Second one, dividing a variable by 0. It's lead to be an exception. Okay, and dividing a variable by 0 is an example of arithmetical exception and unchecked exception. Okay, next one, inserting an element in the array outside the range. Okay, so it's also a reason behind the occurrence of an exception. Next one, if throw statements occurs. Okay, and next one is abnormal execution condition captured by JVM, Java Virtual Machine, जहां पर आपका Java byte code compile होता है. Okay. Next question, what is OOPS concept? OOPS stands for Object Oriented Programming System. Object Oriented Programming is a coding practice which works with object and classes. Java is one of the most and very popular OOPS programming languages, and the basic OOPS concepts are object, class, inheritance, polymorphism, abstraction, and encapsulation. Okay. Next question. Next question is, explain the basic features of OOPS. Guys, this question is frequently asked. Frequently asked means अगर आपका कोई इंटरव्यू कंडक्ट हो रहा है एंड वहां पर टेक्निकल पार्ट आपसे पूछा जाता है, मीन्स एनी टेक्निकल इंटरव्यू, तो वहां पर OOPS से ये क्वेश्चन जरूर पूछा जाता है. दिस क्वेश्चन इज मैंडेटरी गाइस फॉर एनी इंटरव्यू प्रोसेस, एंड क्वेश्चन इज बेसिक फीचर्स ऑफ OOPS. ओके गाइस, सो नाउ स्टार्ट करते हैं. फर्स्ट फीचर्स ऑफ OOPS इज ऑब्जेक्ट. व्हाट इज ऑब्जेक्ट? An object is a physical entity basically which has a state and behavior. Okay, it occupies space in memory and it's a sample of a class. Objects helps to access the methods and variables in the program. Second features is class. What is class? Class is a collection of objects. Okay, a class is a logical entity which doesn't take any space, and a class includes all the data and methods which shows the behavior of an object. Okay, so class doesn't occupy any space in your memory. In fact, object occupies space in your memory. Okay, next one. Next features is inheritance. Inheritance basically is based on reusability, and it's a process by which one class can have all properties of other class. Other class means superclass. Inheritance increases the code reusability, and there are two terms used in the inheritance process. First one is child class means subclass, and second one parent class means superclass. What is child class? Child class also known as subclass, and class which inherits other classes called as child class or derived class. Okay, for example, this is A class and this is B and C class. If B inherit the property of A, this is your superclass. Okay, if B inherit all the properties from A, it means it's a child class or subclass. Okay, second one, parents class, it's also known as superclass. Superclass is a class which got inherited by another class. Okay, is termed as parent class or base class. So here B is child class or subclass and A is super or parent class. Okay, next features is polymorphism. Polymorphism is a method of performing a single task in different ways. Okay, polymorphism enables a program to use methods or operates in different ways. It means in Java we use method overloading and overriding to obtain the polymorphism. Okay guys, and the meaning of polymorphism is basically poly means single and morphism means use in different ways. Okay, so polymorphism is a method for performing single task in different ways. Okay, next features is abstraction. This is very important. So if we show only functionality and hide the explanation or details, then this process is called as abstraction. For achieving the abstraction, we use two ways in Java. First one, abstract class. Using abstract class of abstraction feature use कर सकते हैं in your programming and with the help of interface also. Okay, next feature is encapsulation. What is encapsulation? Encapsulation is a process of enclosing the data and code together to form a single unit. Okay, It makes the data safer within the code for any modification. Okay, for achieving the encapsulation, we can declare the data variables of classes as private access specifier. Okay, next question. Differentiate between class and object. This is also very frequently asked and very important question, guys. So the class and object both are the features of OOPS concept. अभी just हमने discuss किया है. Okay, the basic differences between both features are given below. First one, class is a logical entity, whereas object is a physical quantity because it occupied space in your memory. Second difference is class does not occupy memory at the time of creation, whereas object occupied space in memory when it's created. Okay. Third difference is for declaring a class, we use a class keyword followed by a class name. Okay. It's up to you. And whereas we can create the object. Okay. So object creating, we can create the object using the new keyword in Java language. Next difference is class is like a factory which generates object and object are the instances of the class. Okay. Now next question. What is recursion and recursive function in Java? Okay. Recursion is a process of calling a method by itself continuously, not get termination point. Means जब तक आपकी एक पर्टिकुलर कंडीशन ट्रू नहीं हो जाती है तब तक रिकर्सिव फंक्शन वर्क करता रहता है कॉलिंग बाय इटसेल्फ मींस अपने आप को ही कॉल करके. ओके, सो ए मेथड व्हिच कॉल इटसेल्फ इज कॉल्ड एज ए रिकर्सिव मेथड. नाउ सिंटैक्स फॉर रिकर्सिव फंक्शन इज this is return type, here your method name function, then your curly braces open and in this यहाँ पर आप अपना कोड मेंशन कीजिए अपने अकॉर्डिंग जो आपको एग्जीक्यूट करना है. बट हियर सेम नेम ऑफ कॉलिंग मेथड. यहाँ पर मेथड नेम फंक्शन क्या कर रहा है, अपने आप को कॉल कर रहा है अगेन एंड अगेन जब तक आपकी कंडीशन का टर्मिनेशन पॉइंट नहीं आएगा. ओके, सो दिस इज द सिंटैक्स फॉर रिकर्सिव फंक्शन. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, हाउ कैन यू डिफरेंशिएट बिटवीन C, C++ एंड Java? दिस इज वेरी गाइस बहुत अच्छा क्वेश्चन है. ओके, आंसर इज नाउ C language, C++ language and Java. First difference among these languages is C language is a procedural and structured based language. Okay. At the other hand, C++ is an object oriented language, means OOPS language. Java is also an object oriented language, but Java is not pure as it also supports primitive data types. Okay. Next difference is C language is a platform dependent. C++ language is also a platform dependent, but Java is platform independent language. Next difference is C language support pointers. C++ language also supports pointers, but Java doesn't support pointers. Okay. Next difference is we can't create our own package in C language. In C++ language also we can't create our packages. Okay, so in C and C++ we can't create our own packages, but in the Java language we can create our packages and can specify the classes. Okay, next difference is in C there is no any concept of inheritance. Okay, in C++ we can use multiple inheritance and Java doesn't support multiple inheritance, but multiple inheritance is possible in Java with the help of interface. Okay. Now next question. How can you differentiate between method overloading and method overriding? Now, what is method overloading? First difference between method overloading and method overriding is, so the process of calling two methods having the same name with different parameters is called method overloading. Okay, and this process is done in the same class. Okay, what is method overriding? Method overriding is the process of calling two methods, one in the subclass and other in the superclass. Okay, and condition is having the same signature is called as method overloading. Next difference is method overloading can be accessed within a class, but method overriding requires two classes to be accessed which having ISA relationship. Next difference is in method overloading, return type may be changed or may remain same with different parameters. But in method overriding, return type should be the same for both methods. Both method means method in superclass and method in base class. Okay. Next difference is method overloading is a concept of compile time polymorphism. At the other hand, method overriding is a concept of runtime polymorphism. Okay. Now examples. This is the example syntax for method overloading. In this example class A, in this void m1 void method 1, then your codes, and then void m1 int A, and then your code. Okay. So here only single class is exists. This is class A. No two classes are available. So this is example of method overloading. Now example of method overriding. For example class A in this void method 1 and your code, then code B extends A, and in this method void m1 method and then your code. Okay, so here class B extends class A, and here void m1 and here void m1, they both are same method and signature is also same. So this is the example of method overriding. Okay guys, next question. What are the keywords super and this in Java? Firstly, I will discuss super keyword. Super is a keyword in Java which is used to give reference to the object of parent class. Okay. Super keyword हम Java में use करते हैं in the inheritance parents class के object को reference करने के लिए. Okay. Super keyword can't be used as an identifier as it's reserved keyword in Java for super classes. Okay. Next keyword is this keyword. This keyword in Java is used to refer to the object of the current class. Okay. Object initialize करने के लिए हम क्या करते हैं? This keyword use करते हैं. So this keyword can't be used as an identifier as it's a reserved keyword in Java. Super and this, they both are keywords and they are reserved in Java. Okay. Next question. What is an interface in Java? Can we implement multiple interfaces in one class? Answer is interfaces in Java is a way to achieve the abstraction. Basically, interface is like a class but not exactly as interface also can have methods and variables as the class does, but interface only contain method signature, does not have the body of the okay, and does not have the body. Okay, interface can't be installed in Java. And second important point in interfaces, interface contains methods which are public and abstract by default. Next point is a class can implement an interface. For declaring interface, we use the keyword interface. Okay, syntax for interfaces, interface means it's a interface in Java. Then you are followed by interface name. In this, you are defining your methods according to you, and then we can implement multiple interfaces in one classes, and parents interfaces can be declared using a comma operators. Okay, syntax is public class A implements C and D. Okay, so here we can declare multiple interfaces means C and D. Okay, and the interfaces C and D separated by the commas. Okay, then you defining your code according to you and then curly braces. Okay, now next question. Explain inheritance in Java. How can it be achieved? Answer is Inheritance in Java is a process by which one class can have all properties of other class. That means one class inherits all the behaviors of the other class. Okay, inheritance increases the code reusability as well as inheritance is an important feature of OOP concept, and inheritance is also a representation of the ISA relationship. There are two terms used in inheritance, child class and parent class. Okay, what is child class? Child class which inherits other classes called a child class or derived class. Second one, parent class. What is parent class? Parent class is also known as superclass and is a class which got inherited by another class is termed as parent class or base class. Now the syntax of Java inheritance. Class A extends class B. Okay. So here B is a superclass and A is a subclass. Okay. Next, your code, and in this class you defining your code it's up to you. Okay guys, so this is the syntax for Java inheritance. Next question, can we use multiple inheritance in Java? Explain with reason. Answer is no. We can't use multiple inheritances Java as it creates ambiguity and diamond problem in the program. Okay, to overcome this problem, we can use interfaces in Java. Let's suppose class A inherits a two parent class B and class C, in which a method with the same name is present in both the classes. And hence, when we try to override that method, it will create confusion for the compiler and will give the compilation error. Okay, so therefore Java doesn't support multiple inheritance. Next question, what can we do if we want to access a private member of a class? Answer is we can access private members of the class by using public getters and setters from outside the class in Java. Next question, what is the significance of a static keyword? Answer is static keyword in Java is a non-access modifier which can be used with the block, variable, methods and nested classes. Okay, as well as static keywords are the part of the class and it doesn't belong to the instance of the classes, means object of the classes. Okay, next one, we use a static keyword in Java with variables, block and methods for achieving memory management. Next one, Java static property can be started. Java static property can be shared by all the objects. And next one is, for accessing the static members, we don't need to create the instance of the class. Next question, what is collection framework in Java? Answer is collection framework in Java is an architecture for storing the classes and interfaces and manipulating the data in the form of objects. There are two main interfaces in collection framework, that are first one java.util.collection and second one java.util.map. Okay. Next question, what is list interface in collections? Answer is list interface is an interface in Java collection framework. List interface extends the collection interface, means it's an ordered collection of objects and it contains duplicate elements also, and it also allows random access of elements. Syntax for list interfaces: public interface, then your list name, for example E in angular brackets, extends your collection of your list. Okay, this is the syntax for list interface. Okay, next question, what do you understand by object cloning? Answer is object cloning is a mechanism of creating the same copy of an object. For object cloning, we can use clone method of the object class. The class must implement a java.lang.cloneable interface whose clone we want to create, otherwise it will throw an exception. Here is the syntax of clone method, and this is protected object clone method throws clone not supported exception. Next question, can we insert duplicate values in a set? Answer is We can't insert duplicate elements in a set. If we add a duplicate element, then the output will only show the unique elements. Okay. Next question. What is the difference between collections and collection in Java? Okay. So what is collection and what is collections in Java? They both are the part of Java collection framework, but the primary differences between both are given below. First one, collection is an interface in Java and collections is a class of collection framework. Second difference is the collection interface provides the methods that can be used for data structure, whereas collections class provide the static methods which can be used for various operations on a collection. Okay. Next question. What is diamond problem in Java? How can it be removed? So what is diamond problem? Diamond problem occurs in multiple inheritance, but Java doesn't allow multiple inheritance. In case of Java, it can occur with interfaces, okay? Because Java doesn't allow multiple inheritance. When we implement two interfaces which are having methods with the same signature, then it creates ambiguity for the compiler and it gives compile time error, okay? Its structures looks like diamond, so it's called as a diamond problem. Okay guys, diamond problem बहुत ज़्यादा पूछा जाता है इंटरव्यू में, so focus on this problem. For example, let's take an example which will show the diamond problem. Here, interface keyword, then your interface A means your interface name, default public void method 1, and in this is system.out.println. This is interface A. Okay. Next one, interface B. In this is a interface B, and here interface A. Guys, focus on this line here. Same signature as interface, and this is interface A. Okay. Next, public class simple implements interface A and interface B. And in this, public static void main string args method, it's a method, and simple s1, now creating an object. This is s1 is equal to new simple. Okay, and then print s1.m1 method. It leads to be an error. Okay, because in this simple.java 10 errors is class simple inherits unrelated defaults for method 1. Okay, from types interface A and interface B. Okay, so this is the example of diamond problem. Okay, and here diamond problem arises due to the interface A and interface B same method signature. Okay, here is M1 and here is also M1. Okay, next question, what is an abstract class in Java? Answer is abstract class is used to achieve abstraction in Java. Okay, and if we use the keyword abstract with the class name, then it's called as an abstract class. Okay, an abstract class can have only methods without body or can have methods with some implementations. As well as abstract class can't be instantiated. Okay, and it's not necessary that an abstract class should have an abstract method. Okay, here is the syntax for abstract class, and this is abstract, then your class name, for example a student class. Okay, so this is the abstract class. Next question, what is deadlock condition in multi-threading? Answer is deadlock condition occurs in the case of multi-threading in Java, and it's a condition when one thread is waiting for an object lock which is already acquired by another thread, and the second thread is waiting for lock object which is taken by the first thread. It means its overall process is called deadlock condition in Java. Okay, next question, differentiate between collection and array. So what is the collection and what is the array? Collection and array both are responsible for storing the data, but the fundamental differences between both are, first one, arrays are always of fixed size. We can't change its size at runtime, but in collection size can be changed dynamically. Okay, second difference is Arrays can only store homogeneous or similar type objects, but in collection, both homogeneous and heterogeneous objects can be stored, and it's allowed. Okay, next difference is arrays can't provide the ready-made methods for user requirements as sorting, searching, etc. But collection includes ready-made methods to use. Okay. Next difference is arrays are good in performance as compared to collection, but array take more space in the memory in comparison to collection. Okay. So this is all about the differences between array and collection. And guys, this session is for Java interview questions for Accenture company. Wish you very all the best for your all interviews, guys. And guys, they all are very frequently asked question in IT and CS interviews. Okay, means this is very important session for you guys. Please share this video with your friends and make sure to subscribe to my channel for more updates. If you wanna any help in any subject for any interview purposes and any other purposes, kindly let me know in comment section. I will help you surely. Wish you very all the best. Till now, see you. Have a good day. Thank you.